I think digitalisation was one of the key themes of this morning. How do you feel the discussion went? Did it surprise you, perhaps, some of the directions it took?
No, I think it's an interesting subject, and I think also a lot of people in the room, they know of digitalization, but nobody is really very comfortable in saying, how do I then apply this to my business, and how do I create value from digitalizing my data, whatever they want to digitalize, and then create some value as a ship owner. I call this it is probably the second phase of digitalization, because 5-10 years ago, everybody sort of put their own company's numbers, data into a big box, and they extrapolate data from that, which they apply to their own business. But there are a few owners in that room who are actually able to say, I use the industry's data, I use the master data, and from that I can then apply that to my business, and I can drive through lower cost, I can drive through high efficiencies, and even I can drive through better safety, health and safety issue records, which is very, very important to use the past data to learn from that and then go forward. There was one question in there I find quite interesting from one of the participants saying that, so are you using this now to be able to identify who you are going to punish? And I think that is completely the wrong mindset. We are using digitalization to learn from it and apply it to do things better in the future. That's how you should look at it. Not to go back and say this is wrong and we should punish people for doing the wrong thing. We should learn from it and then apply that going forward.
Were there any other messages that you think you heard that were particularly important?
Well, I think from the tanker market as a whole, I think right now you are right smack in the middle of a very, very good market. We are hearing reports of tanker rates spiking at more than $300,000 a day. That's unheard of. It hasn't been like that for decades. And then, of course, the second big subject we have today also is IMO 2020. There's a lot of focus on moving to low sulfur oil, but I think in this particular forum, given the market situation right now, everybody's talking about the rates rather than what's happening 1st of January. We even heard that some of the ship owners in there today have postponed the installation of scrubbers because they just can't say no to rates of $100,000, $150,000 plus, and then have a ship in a dock in China for 50 days installing a scrubber. So I think that's a very interesting constellation of the situation with scrubbers versus the potential income. And I wonder just how many months more they're going to push the scrubber forward and how long this market is going to last.
Okay, well, thanks very much anyway.
Welcome.